I'm Maude. Now, if you're a gamer, hell, even if you're not a gamer, you've heard the word Overwatch lately, usually accompanied by the likes of, I can't play the game, or, yeah, let the dragon consume my foes. Don't look at me weird, it makes sense, okay? Look, it's a super hyped game at the moment. It's garnered with some pretty good scores. There's already 7 million people playing it. There's more upvotes on the Overwatch subreddit than the entire front page. There's already been Overwatch porn. Duh, rule 34. Ew. It is the highly anticipated first-person shooter that anyone can play. Even you. Shooter games can be especially scary, and now that the game's been out for a little bit and everyone's leveling up at an insanely quick rate, it's like trying to jump into double dutch, scared that you're gonna get whipped by the jump rope, or in this case, Mercy's charge. So let me help you get started with Maude Garrett's Beginner's Guide to Overwatch on SourceFeds 101. I suggest you take notes mentally or physically. First thing, what's the game about? It's an online squad-based combat that's 6 versus 6, and you have 21 options of characters to choose from. And even though they fall into 4 categories, offense, defense, builder, support, and tank, they all have pretty unique abilities and specials. First thing here, do the training. I know, we hate tutorials and we skip past it, but just try it. It's super convenient and it helps you navigate around the keyboard or controller. Next, find the character that's right for you. There is absolutely no harm in trying them all out for a few games to see which one just feels right. My personal tips are as follows. If you want to try a fence out, try Soldier 76. You played him in the tutorial. He's very similar to the first-person shooter games that you've played before. He's equipped with sprint boost, burst rifle, and grenades. He can drop a biotic field, which casts a healing dome, and his special ability is literally being able to spray bullets that 100% hit anyone that he can see through his tactical visor. Now, if you're not fond of aiming or laying bullets in, my other suggestion is Farah, whose jet propulsion means that she's usually in the air and can get a good scope on what's happening below. Should you see enemies, you just fire some sweet rocket action on them. Your special is to let justice rain down from above and a mass of rockets attack an area. You're a little bit vulnerable in this, so be careful too. If you're wanting to try some defense though, use Bastion. He's literally a walking turret. Just find a vantage point, use Sentry to become a stationary Gatling gun, and unleash a barrage of endless bullets. He can also repair himself, and his special ability is to become a literal tank. Should you want to snipe, and it's handy to have one on the team, go Widowmaker. She's got a grapple to maneuver around higher building tops of the map so that you can land those snipe kills from a vantage point. Her special helps your entire team by showing enemies' locations via heat signatures. Very handy. Moving on, it's time for tanks. No, not the actual tanks. Characters that run in and take the damage for your team or cause some destruction in close quarters. The perfect tank to practice on is Reinhardt, a giant clad in metal armor who wields your best weapon, a huge barrier shield that can take a lot of damage. You also have a giant hammer that is deadly in close range, and you can rocket across to pin enemies too. But if you'd like a little bit more mobility and guns to fire, then my #1 pick is d.va. She jets around in a mech suit, so can quickly get ahead or above. She can protect her teammates using her matrix shield, blocking any incoming attacks, and her special is self-destruct. So you jet forward, activate it in a group of enemies, and poof, everyone's dead, including you if you don't get away quick enough. The last type of character is the support. This ranges from making shields, increasing speed, or just downright healing. For those wanting some great versatility as a character, my best bet is Lucio. This DJ uses sound as his weapon, a gun which can deal both damage and heal. Plus, he can make damage shields and increase his team's speed. He's not as good as healing as Mercy, who I play. She can resurrect fallen teammates, and not as good as damage as Zenyatta, but there have been a lot of people who have mastered Lucio who've become the MVP. Now, this may sound a little overwhelming. I mean, 21 heroes is a lot, but don't be scared to test them all out and find your groove. Don't just dedicate yourself to one character though, since the group dynamic is very important, and you may need to play as someone who isn't your be-all and end-all. Pay attention to the tips on the right-hand side when the team's character selection is happening. It'll tell you what's needed or what there's too much of. If you're in-game and you wish you'd chosen another character, guess what? You can. Just swap in-game. Once you've been killed and are back to your spawn point, you can choose another character. Now that you've played a number of rounds testing out all your options, settle on a few characters whose abilities you really understand and can effortlessly utilize in optimal situations. Now on to mastering the next thing, the maps. There are 12 in total, with 4 different game modes attached. There's Assault, where there's a capture point on the map which you must either take or defend. Escort, where you're either escorting a payload to the delivery point or trying to stop it from making it there in time. Control, which is best of 3 when taking control of the the objective area, and hybrid, starting with assault and ending in escort. When you know the objective, you can focus on what needs to be done instead of just randomly running around the map trying to kill anyone in sight. You have a point, a purpose. Also, every map has different vantage points, cubby holes, and a very important part to you staying alive: health. They'll always be off the hidden path, so memorize their location. Also, when you're in the game, keep moving. It goes without saying that a moving target is much harder to hit than a stationary one, but it also makes it hard to lock that aim down. Still, seeking cover to reload and jumping around will lengthen your lifespan. Another tip, which isn't for everyone: communication. It's built in, letting you say hello and thank you, but also allowing you to request a healer or to get your team to group up with you where you are. Handy during those payloads in which the truck moves faster the more people that are around it. Now, not everyone's on your page. Some people don't take this game seriously, but it is kind of smart to go in with a plan. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a team game. You all share the same objective. Solo players don't really get rewarded here. I mean, group assaults do work better, and even though getting a play of the game is pretty sweet, winning is the priority. You're rewarded with loot when you level up that unlocks skins, sprays, voices, and winning moves. So practice, practice, practice. Who knows? Maybe you'll see me on your team one day. You want to hope I'm Mercy, because heroes never die.
Heroes never die.
I should cosplay as her. She's really pretty.
When Blizzard says they won't tolerate cheaters in their hugely successful game Overwatch, they mean it. So far, 1,500 accounts have been permanently banned from the game for using hacking programs and breaking the terms of use.